Hey everybody, welcome back. We are on to a new piece today. We are doing Mendelssohn Songs Without Words, Opus 67, number 2 in F sharp minor. First day starting the piece, so it's really exciting. Let's jump right in. Today, mostly going to focus on the right hand. So just looking at this opening passage, there's a lot of staccato in this piece, and one thing that really changed my staccato playing is that even though it's short, it's still a feeling of playing down. There's never any feeling of pulling up. That gave me a lot of problems and actually was a major contributing factor to my injury. So and then I'm down again. And what also helps in the memorization process is kind of giving a rough sketch of the harmonies. So I'm thinking F sharp minor, B minor, E7, A major. And here, I'm a little bit higher on the 3. Now, in this next measure, measure 4, this is written as if you should hold it. Now, it's written that way because it's the melodic line, and a lot of times pianists hold in areas where they really don't need to be holding. I mean, you certainly could hold it, but holding causes a lot of stretching in the hands. So my general rule for holding is if you can do it while it feels comfortable, do it. If not, you don't need to hold. Oftentimes the way you play it and express the note is going to give the same effect. And as those examples come up, I'll go over them. So maybe I'll hold this for, 2 16th notes. But here, that is not too stretchy. But here, you definitely don't want to hold. This is measure 6. The C sharp is written as a dotted quarter. There again, if you're doing something like that, there again, I don't think you need to hold. There again, that's a big stretch between 2 and 4. So there you can release the 4, play 5. Again here. And again here, this F sharp is written it's just impossible. So even though it's written all the way through, it's really giving more of the effect as this is a melodic line that should be expressed as such, but you don't need to physically hold it. Again, this is measure 14. This is a good place for one of those consecutive thumb fingerings. The figure is, I mean, you could think it's just as comfortable to go 1-1. And again, the next measure, this is measure 15. I don't know what, you could do some kind of crossing, but to me, that's just as comfortable as doing a crossing. And it keeps your hand in the same kind of position, which is, I think, generally more comfortable. So let me take it back to measure 14. So here it's okay to hold, and there I want to go in because I know my thumb needs to play on the G sharp, and I don't want to do something like twist like that. Now, these moments of going from 1 to 5, this is from measure 19 going into 20, it's really important to have a nice rotation and bring your arm over as well to get you in position. Now, I changed the fingering up here a bit, and I'll talk about it. So this is starting from measure 25. 5-4 feels fine. The editor suggested going to a 1 here, but I don't think that's really necessary because you're staying in this hand position anyway. Now here I go 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 1, 2, 1, 3, 2. Part of the reasoning for that, so just to go over it again, this is measure 21, and if you guys message me, I'm happy to share a picture of the music with you, but for copyright reasons, I don't post it. Feels good because it's the same sequence of going 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. And also, I knew that I worked backwards in that passage because I knew in measure 22 I wanted to end up with something there. So I thought, if the preceding 3 notes to it are E, G, F sharp, what would put me in a comfortable position? And having the 2 on F sharp would certainly do that. Also, having the same sequence of fingerings repeated feels nice in the hand, so. I think that's a smooth fingering. Again, with fingerings though, they change. And a fingering that may feel good in my hand doesn't feel good in your hand. So always open to changing these, and I'm sure some of them will change as I get more comfortable with the piece. But I just want to play measure 20, that sequence again, because I like it. A little bit higher, it's more of a forward going to the 4 there in Taubman terms, which is just letting your arm, if you look at the height, if you just take 4 on a G sharp out of context and you take a 1 on A out of context, your arm height is quite different. So I'm just meeting the finger with my arm. Now Now that's a big leap, and that's a series of single rotations, right, left, right. I mean, in the end, it may just feel like the beginning of a new group, but getting up there, again, left, right, left. I think there I want to be a little bit higher. So this is starting from measure 24. Excuse me. And I'm moving in here because my thumb needs to play on the F sharp. Chords rotate towards the thumb. Similar kind of deal, except the first time we're doing 5-4 there. Here we're going to do 4-3. Move in. Rotate to the left. I need to work on some of the fingerings there. So I think that's enough for today. This is a challenging piece. I think what's difficult about it, like all of these songs without words, is that they're very melodically driven. They're songs. And oftentimes there's going to be two voices in the right hand, and you're going to have to separate between the melody and the alto voice. Which is going to be a big challenge of this piece, especially when the melody comes in measure 4. The melody is similar phrase structure where you have that short, short, long, very Germanic. But even though that's the melody, you have all this, you know, all this accompanying figures just in the right hand, and then that's not even mentioning balancing out the left hand. So that's it for today. This is day 1 of Opus 67, number 2. Maybe we'll work on this for the next couple weeks, but we'll keep picking away at it.